One of the factors that could lead to failure of businesses is government policy. And one such policy statement was made today, and it was effective immediately. That is, banning the use of styrofoam packaging in every of its form, and that government agencies were authorized to go out and immediately begin to mop up every stock of styrofoam that is in the market or that is under production. Now, this will result in serious losses to businesses. Admittedly, it has been in place for quite some time, but was not implemented. One would have expected that adequate notice will be given to the public to at least exhaust their stock so as to minimize or mitigate losses, especially in these hard times. Or the government ramps up its refuse collection, strategy to ensure that there was a proper disposal of this form of packaging. However, we are not here to look at the pros and cons of the directive. We are only here to look at the effect of that policy as to how it could lead to business failures. And when such factories close, workers will suffer, investors will lose, and the economy will be worse for it. Yes, it has its negative impact on the environment, but I do believe that the government then had to weigh the damage vis-a-vis the impact on the populace at this critical time. So government policy, one has to, you cannot discountenance government policy. And therefore, before you embark or continue in a business line, you must acquaint yourself with the prevailing government policy, if any, and if there will be policy in the immediate future that could impact on that industry negatively. So a lot of people will be affected, a lot of losses will be incurred, and a lot of factories will close down. Then number 9, lackluster leadership, where we have poor leadership. Leadership is the ability to bring out extraordinary performance from ordinary people. Leadership is the ability to elicit voluntary followership. Leadership is the ability to lead people to win. Where the leadership is lackluster, then underperformance will be the consequence, and therefore results and targets will not be met. Lackluster leadership over a long period of time would lead to eventual demise of the organization. Then number 10, delinquent budgeting. When you do not have, a proper budgeting process in place to capture all the inflows and outflows of the organization, way ahead, surprises will be the order of the day. So you just resort to fire brigade approach to management. And where the budgeting process, of course, is also deficient and is not disciplined, and then even when the budgeting is adequate, but implementation, sticking to the budget numbers is not a norm, then you are also likely to face business failure. Then number 11, when the business grows too quickly, which may result in what we call overtrading. When the business grows too quickly, management may not have the savvy to oversee the business growth, and therefore that may result in a lot of leakages that they may not be able to contain eventually. When the business grows too quickly, then they may lose touch with the areas that are far from the central location. When the business grows too quickly, we may lose touch with our clients. When the business grows too quickly, we may develop a false sense of security and a false sense of conquest. When a business grows too quickly, the systems may not be able to cope with the amount of work that needs to be done. When a business grows too quickly, it may even result in total systemic collapse, and that could also lead to a business failure. Then, number 12, erroneous doctrine. When you have the wrong indoctrination. For instance, the purpose of a business is to make money. The purpose of a business is to make money. Wow. Once you have that kind of indoctrination, all you are out to do is to profiteer. And so you make abnormal and supernormal profit on the customers. You make the customers dry. Eventually, the customers are dried up and they die off. What then happens? Very quickly, the business follows. Because the customers that sustain the business. So when you profiteer on your customers and you make profit by all and any means, at the end of the day, all your short-term gains will end up in long-term losses. Erroneous doctrine. So that's just one example of an erroneous doctrine. Our erroneous doctrine is compromising quality control, where numbers over quantity over quality. Quantity over quality. So that could result in poor output, and therefore that could lead to customer resistance and customer apathy and customer abandonment. And what does that mean at the end of the day? It means the business will have no business. The business will have no business. Then next, of course, number 13 is limiting beliefs, where we still run with the belief that money is the root of all evil. Money is the root of all evil. When you have people like that in your business, you are going to have problem with the business. Limiting beliefs. When you have limiting beliefs that your village people are always after you. When you have limiting beliefs that you cannot excel in anything, it will lead to business failure. And then number 14, lack of preparedness, unpreparedness. When you are not prepared for the opportunities when they come, you cannot harness those opportunities. We say miracles happen when opportunity meet preparedness. When you are unprepared, you cannot take advantage. You cannot fully consummate the opportunity and get the best out of it. So if repeatedly you are not prepared for opportunities, repeatedly you are unprepared for the market, repeatedly you are unprepared for the competition, repeatedly you are prepared for the environment, clearly that business will soon be out of business. So these are another 7 factors that we have looked at immediately. 1, government policy. 2, poor or lackluster leadership. 3, delinquent budgeting. 4, rapid growth or growing too quickly. 5, erroneous doctrine. 6, limiting beliefs, and 7, unpreparedness or lack of planning. Unpreparedness or lack of planning. So these are 7 factors that would also lead to business failure or accelerate the decline of a business.